Thank you, team! Welcome back. Welcome back to Transport Fever 2. Welcome back to Bonneyville. Welcome back to PlayStation 5 and my channel. Yes, thank you. Welcome. Bienvenue. How are you? ¿Cómo está? ¿Está muy bien? Wie geht's? Es macht mir gut. Ja? Right, here we are. If you are joining me from anywhere that speaks any of those languages, hit that like. Why don't you? And even if I haven't said anything in your native language, hit that like anyway, and I might learn what to do next. And if you're hitting like, why not hit subscribe? Hey, where are we? Where are we? What's been going on? You probably caught my live stream. I hope you caught my live stream on Transport Fever 2. I was doing a lot. Man, did I mean, this rail network, this underground rail network from here, as I said, that now runs over here and now loops its way around here. I don't know what they're doing with these roads. That was painful. That was painful. That was really way more effort than I needed to do on the weekend. I must have put in, I reckon, probably at least 8 to 10 hours worth of Transport Fever on the weekend. And do I feel like I've got somewhere? I mean, I think maybe it's 1941. I think we've progressed some things and we've balanced some things. So when I went around, I did all the bus stops. Like I said, there's still like Arrecife bus. I'm still need more buses. We still don't have any good buses, but we're working on it. So I've been through balanced out buses. The rail network is busy. At one stage, there was 600 people waiting here for a train. 600 people waiting for a train. So as you can see, my trains are fairly mighty objects now, and I have very many of them. They're not always full. Here's another one. This is a different one, coming from a different place, going to a different place, full of different things and different people that do different stuff. So that's fine. We did all that, and the cities are doing what they're doing. We'll have a look at those in a minute. I had to go through and double line this. I did say I've put up the high speed lines. I have checked those passenger trains that can do high speed on these long runs. They are getting up to speed, which is about 160 kilometers an hour. So they are pretty fast. So in order to do that, I had to move the freight. So the freight is on the freight line. The passengers are on the passenger line. The passenger line is high speed. The freight is not. This is the passenger line that connects through here. Although maybe room for freight. We're just going to have a little chin wag about that very, very shortly. So I did all that. There was some lines, particularly out of this place, that I had to tidy up, which is fine. So there was some lines when I started working through and seeing who was getting what. I found out that I was, in some cases, I doubled up on lines, or there were two lines that were sufficiently close enough together that I could amalgamate them, I suppose, it is probably the best way of putting it. I decided not to mess around with this one. I feel like there are bigger things at play, and me trying to sort this out with another train, everything was probably going to get a little bit too confusing, so I've left that for now. I did have to, because I made this high speed, I obviously then had to separate that out. So the passenger network now runs high speed, and I've connected, finally, Palencia. So I've connected it with this kind of like, I don't know what you would call that, bow junction, which is fun. So you need to put the points. You can't put points on a bridge because it starts messing. I realize that there's, ooh, look, I got the red bridge now. That's pretty low. That ain't gonna work. That would work except for the whatnot. So I'll put that there because it'll have to be fixed. Yeah, but you can't do points on a bridge. It gets just very confusing. Can you just move out of the way so we can actually see what I'm talking about? That's the point. So I appreciate that creates an awful long run in where there's another set of points, because there's then a connection here, and this is a single line and everything else. But at the end of the day, um, there's not that many trains coming in here currently. There's enough, and they do like it, but I basically extended the Ubeda Arrecife to include this as a stop both ways. So that commuter goes Ubeda, Palencia, it goes all the way to El Puerto, it goes down to Arrecife, it comes back to El Puerto, it comes back to Palencia, and it comes back to Ubeda. In doing that, I had to separate this out, but that's fine. There was already some elevated ground here, so I just made use of the topography. There was also elevated ground down here already. You can see this is already much of a cut. So so I made use of the existing topography. City planner would be proud, and just looped in a couple of bridges. Took the cargo out of the system, which helped free up some space, because you remember this place was getting pretty jammed, and I added in another platform and another set of tracks here. Essentially, this place has mammoth amount of storage that is never in use. So all I did was cut down the storage. I didn't have to move anything. I didn't have to move this. I just deleted the storage area, added in the tracks, added in the platform, put in a storage area that's a lot smaller, and then ran in some tracks. So I now have double tracks going through here. Because these are 4 tracks, I had to do some fancy pointing system. So how this works now, when they get out of the way, and I'm sorry that it happened right where the bridge is. I was measuring, as always with these things, I got the measurements initially a little bit wrong, and then a couple of the trains got stuck, and then I had to move it and move it and move it. So eventually I've moved it out. So because it's possible 4-way, so the main switch points are in here. So they're the fairly standard points you put in front of a station, and then I have to have these crossovers as well on both sides, which extends it out. At least that's the way I do it. It makes for a very long junction. I've got the signals turned off, but there are signals there, and there are signals over here. It does make for a very long junction, but there you go. They're very long trains anyway. The point is, all of these additional platforms and these additional tracks and all that makes the trains that run through here run a bit slicker. Plus, I also took the passenger rail out, so this is only just cargo running through here, so that's fine. Obviously, this now is connected with its own passenger rail. That's now everybody. I did think about the possibility of hooking up to Rivas via this, but it's just there's this hill here, and then there's a hill here, and then there's a road, and then there's this, and then there's like room to grow, and it's like I'd have to. There would be so much messing about. For right now, I don't think it's required. I just don't think for right now it's 100% required. So I'm not going to bother with that. Everybody is connected in a way, somehow. It just may not be that everybody is connected to everybody else in exactly the same way as you think that they might be. So that did all that. These trains down here are they're picking up, but my gosh, we're generating so much food crop from here, so much wheat, which needs to get over here to make food, because this place really, really, really desperately wants to ship food to people, and I am shipping as much as I can. I'm just missing Tomaluso right now, but there's a possibility with that we'll have a look at in a minute. So I've been through and I've had a look at that, and I've checked up on things. You can see here, this one is still, these trains are now that big. Could I get another one in? Ooh, I don't know. I mean, there's a few trains running through here already, you can see, and this is busy. So we're going to Villa de Cans, and I'm kind of conscious that if you look there, there's a lot of trains coming and going out of Villa de Cans. I can add in another line out here and have it 6. No, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 in, 8 out. Um, but it's a bit congested on this side. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to. um, I haven't done this very long time ago, so I think that will probably pick up a little bit, and that will sort that out. And I think that that will be just fine. We've got the trains running through here, so we've got cargo, and that's cargo. But there are passenger trains somewhere along the network, and everything seems to be going according to plan. This is our steelworks, which is now. Um, we've probably got enough trains running through here that I will need to cut down the size of the trains because the trains are running so quickly and so frequently that the steelworks can't keep up. Which brings me to my next thing. So here we are down here, and we have a steelworks up here, which is now at max capacity. I can't get any more out of that one. I have to move additional coal and ore. There's coal and ore here, and I did think, there's already a line here. I could basically kind of piggyback onto that line, and then run the stuff literally down here. And I don't think that's a bad idea because it's not really going to add too much. Um, and I think it will help. There's a little bit of a nuisance with this road, but I can always move the road. That's not desperately expensive. There is only one cargo platform in here at the minute, so it might be worth extending that. There is plenty of room, so I can delete this whole side, bring in another cargo, add in a little bit of capacity. This cargo line isn't busy, and then I could have a couple of train stations over here, and they would also run through this existing network, and I could have a train carrying literally both. I could have a train come here and pick up a half load, and then train come here and pick up a half load, and we could bring both at the one time rather than running trains separately. And I think that that's not a bad idea. The other thing that I don't think is a bad idea is I realized I already have a steel plant here that is desperate to get bigger. It's not at full capacity yet, and it could be. And the reason it could be is because they are making steel like it is literally going out of fashion. And we're connected to a line that feeds down here that they want steel. So this place wants steel. These guys, no, they don't want steel. This place wants steel. We can run steel up the line to Ubeda, who still wants steel. Also wants plastic, but I need to have a look at that. Doesn't really want a lot of steel, to be fair. We could run steel up here to the Villa de Cannes hub because they want steel. Lots of things that require steel is there. So out here wants steel. Rivas wants steel. We could just run a commuter line. We could run a cargo line up here and loop it in here and drop off steel for these guys. I don't think, is this connected? It is connected, so anything that I drop off there would get directly loaded up in there. So there's a few places we could take steel just from here. These are nearly at max capacity, which is fine. That one's at max capacity. This is at max capacity, but it's going to mean I'm going to need to rearrange some things around here because if I want to do that, I need to create another line. I need to get this ore line basically as a separate shuttle line running backwards and forwards, and it's not running at full capacity either. So I could definitely make that bigger, and I could run an extra line down there, and that would help us. These guys would get more steel, which means more machines, etc., etc. More machines for Tomaloso, although they're doing pretty well. They could do with some more machines for Villa de Cans, more machines for Rivas, more machines for El Puerto and Palencia, and Colmenar, right? So I could do all of that. That is stuff that I could do. So I think that's what I need to do, because of the importance of steel, pardon me, in what we need. So that's what I am intending to do. We'll have a look at that very shortly. In terms of the towns are going very well towards my goal of 1,000 each. So Tomaloso is the closest, 918, and we've now got 6 of them over the 700s, and Antequera is not a million miles behind, so we're picking up. Do we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. We don't have. We have 5 over 700. So we're trying to get Antequera over 700. You see, Antequera is being let down a little bit by goods. So goods is a little bit of a problem. Tomaloso mostly fine, being slightly let down by goods, being let down by machines. Arrecife still being let down by fuel. I really need to see what I can do about that. Also being let down a little bit by tools and bricks. Rivas, bricks, goods, machines, tool, everything. Palencia food. I mean, I just don't understand why they're not getting enough food. Maybe I don't know. Machines. That's probably fine. Ubeda. They finally got their food sorted. About time too, really. But they need more fuel. Something about the connection between Ubeda and Palencia isn't working properly. Maybe it might be just time. It's not been very long. Like, it's only been a couple of years since, maybe even a year since I fixed the rail network. So it might just take a little bit of time for that to pick up. Antequera really needs a bit more goods. And what have we got here? Villa de Cans needs more machines. Again, that's a steel-related thing. Trying to get them some more food from Ubeda. Coslada needs some more bricks. Slow to get bricks. They have to come through Tomaloso, to be fair. Could do with more tools. Colmenar is doing better for tools and machines than I had hoped, and I still haven't got fuel and goods sorted for that. And El Puerto is fine for machines, actually. Could do better with food. Needs some more fuel, but is otherwise working okay with goods. Can't fix everything at once. But what we want to do is we want to fix a couple of things. So, first things first, let me do this one. And what I will do is I will do that in time lapse so you can see me draft that together. And then I'll have to do that one. And I'll see how I go. We might do some of that in time lapse. Depends how much monkeying around I've got to do. And I will do those two things. And we'll get this one sorted because it's pretty simple. Once the lines are put in on this one, we'll have a little bit of a look at what possible routes we could put in terms of servicing. Okay, so bear with me, and I will get started on getting some of these extra bits of work put together, and you can sit back and enjoy the show with a coffee or something. I'll see you in a sec. Hello. We are back. Right, so I managed to do that. We'll have a look at this one first. Pretty simple, really. I mean, I guess pretty simple. I was going to use this line, but the topography doesn't want me to, so I had a little bit of look at shenanigans with the topography, but it was going to be too hard. So I just chucked it in here instead. It's just a really, really small bit anyway. This bit here, you know, it's an annoying little crossing. I mean, it's fine. That train's going past it, just about. The thing is that the cargo truck the cargo train isn't gonna come over here very long. If it gets to be too problematic and it's too annoying, I'll elevate this one, make it a bridge or something. I mean, it comes in sort of elevated anyway, so it wouldn't be too much to keep it high and drop it around there. So that's not a problem. So I put and I moved the road, you know, put in a cut, which is fine. That's reasonably believable, and we've obviously got our train coming back, which is also good. I mean, with it being long distance, I don't actually know if they've delivered much, if anything, yet. Production looks to be a little bit up, but there's only 2 trains. Columnar coal and steel is what I call it. So he's dropping in 144. So he started out to coal, so he hasn't even done a full trip to pick up ore yet. So he's going to drop off some coal, which is fine. That's going to add in some bits and pieces and things. And I've just left it 50-50 these trains. And look, we'll play around with it. We'll play around with it. The idea is to try and max the production out here. Absolutely as much as we can, and the key here for that one is going to be frequency. It's not, as you can see, a busy line, so I could probably easily chuck 4 or 5 trains on there and probably not even really notice. It would only become a bit of a problem around this junction here. So there you go. That's what that took. A little bit of shenanigans, a little bit of jiggery pokery, a little bit of stuff. But now we have got some extra things heading that way, which is fine. This required a little bit more thought. I didn't want to mess around too much with the passenger line, so I just threaded that through the middle. So I've left that running through the middle, and I left a little bit of extra capacity here just in case I twin line this. I may well twin line it. There's going to have to be a little bit of fun here, but that's okay. So I left that in as an option. It's currently a track that isn't going anywhere, but that's fine. And I have moved this line completely to the outside, so it's now well, it's still connected here, just in casey, you never know. But the line now from over the bridge runs on that side, so that line runs around the outside and it runs around here and it runs over here, and that is the only line. That is the line that we're going to use. We've left the ore by itself, so the ore by itself has this little line running backwards and forwards, which is tickety boo. As you can see, they're full. This is also full, so I don't need them to be bigger. As I've said before, I don't mind this place being chocker with ore. I'm probably not going to use it for anything else, so it doesn't matter if there's no more room to store stuff, because that's fine. This guy's producing as much as he wants and as much as he can, and it's sitting there. It's not going to go off. We're going to keep moving it, and if this place starts ramping up production, it's only got 3 more slots to go, but it's got like 10,000 ore already. Its problem is coal. You know, and hopefully maybe that will sort itself out. This is not maxed out on trucks, so we've got some new road layout. We've got some extra road. They've decided to do some weird things here. I don't know why. I don't know why they're doing it that way. This is not. it still seems to think it doesn't think that that's one way, does it? Because I had that changed. Yeah, they're not one way anymore. They're omnidirectional. They're bidirectional. So I don't know why it's doing that. I can fix that. That's not a problem. It seems to think that there's still a one-way system happening there, which is, or maybe it's just saying I'm coming in that way and then it's going out that way. I put a waypoint in for these trucks because I didn't want them interfering with these trucks. So as you recall, these trucks are coming in and out this side. I wanted those trucks to go through that side. I can always run more trucks. If it turns out that that's an issue in terms of productivity, I'll move this road somewhere else and I'll have them, I'll maybe run this road around that side and have the other trucks. I'm not sure it's a massive change, but it's certainly something that I can have a looky at. And I changed a couple of things. It's not perfectly symmetrical, so it does give me the eye twitch from my OCD perspective, but am I going to spend my time, because this is not symmetrical, that's not symmetrical, am I going to spend my time making it symmetrical? No, I can probably live without. They say the most beautiful faces in the world are not perfectly symmetrical. So Lumpy here looks just beautiful to me. So, steel, my boy! Steel, my boy. Well, the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need a line from here to here doing steel. Doing steel and goods wouldn't hurt because we do need to move more goods. I've got room to increase the other train, but there you go. Arrecife transfer. He's got on 4, which is fine. So it's 3 and 4 over there. Arrecife hub. We do not want him to go over to the pink side. We want him over here on like 5 and 6. So we want to switch 1 and 2 off, which is fine, and we want 5 and 6 on. So that's okay. At Arrecife transfer, which is this one over here, which is actually closer to Coslada in my opinion, but there you go. He is going to load up with steel and goods, and he is going to drop off steel and goods for now. Does he need to bring anything back? Let's not worry about that at the minute. We're supplying this place with enough fuel. Think maybe tools, but I don't. Yeah, let's not bake our chickens until they've been hatched from the buffalo egg, shall we? Or some sort of mixed metaphor. And we will rename this Arrecife Coslada. Coslada. And what is it? It's steel and also goods. So there you go. So Arrecife, Coslada, steel and goods. So we're gonna want a lot more. There's a thing over here. We're gonna want a lot more steel. Will he be able to reach there? He won't, will he? He should. He should be able to find his way all the way over there. We'll see how annoying he'll be. So I probably want the bigger one. So I probably want that one. And steel and goods. It's probably mainly going to be steel. We don't need to go crazy to start with because we don't know exactly what the demand's going to look like. We do need steel over there. I'd say we're probably looking at about 100, right? So we'll stick him on 96 for the steel. And regarding the goods, we're not desperately short, but we are short, and we're probably short. Probably not quite as much as that. Let's say 6 of those, right? 6 of those, and that is the what is it? That one. Yes, he can find his way. So I think that what we want to do always. Oh, look at this. This is not okay. Who's this? Is this the steel guy? Coslada Steel Supply. I need to make you, because you're a little bit long, about 1, 2 shorter. 3 shorter. 3 shorter. Right, okay, he's a little long. Right. He's a little bit stuck there. It's only him by himself, which is fine. And he's not all the way at the back there, so when he actually pulled in, he would be fine. So this is my snake here. Snaky. He's gonna head off the way he's supposed to, and head off to do that, and that's tickety boom. We're gonna let him do that. While we're letting him do that, where else did we say we wanted steel? Well, I'd like to get more steel back up here. I wonder who's running out of here, because that will create a steel demand. So that would be Villa de Cans. What's this guy? 19. Look, they're already set to take steel. So all I need to do with this one is let's have a look. Where are they going? They are going from Villa de Cans hub. So they're going from up here, which is where I want my steel, because all of the other steel supply chains are coming from there. So we already have the Villa de Cans Arrecife freight line. So all we have to do is say, when you get to Arrecife hub, also pick up steel, right? And then take it. And then when you get to wherever you're going, he's also loading steel though. Ooh, so they're bringing steel, but also taking steel back. I wonder how that'll work, because he's going to get here, he's going to offload 100% of steel, but then he's going to pick all the steel back up again. I wonder how that's going to function. Is that going to create a problem? Do you reckon? Do you reckon that's going to create a problem? Do you reckon? I don't know. It should be separate, shouldn't it? Or should it? Because what am I gonna? Oh, oh, yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? That is interesting, because he's already picking up steel. Um, we're already dropping steel off. We're bringing steel in from somewhere else. I mean, maybe we don't have to. Maybe this chap here. Where is he? Let's have a look at him. Let's have a look at these guys. I mean, he's currently got nothing on him. They're bringing about 118 of steel. They're not doing a great job economically speaking, but they're bringing about 118 steel out of a possible of 456. So they're certainly not bringing us enough steel. I'm gonna let this play out and see what happens, because I'm not desperately sure I fully understand exactly what's going to happen. So I'm going to let that do its own thing, and I'm going to let this guy come over from here. And if you want to know what happens, you're going to have to join me for the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this one. A little bit of a build, some bits and pieces, some stuff to have a look at, some revamp, tying together some loose ends, as it were. And we'll see how it goes. I'll see you all on Bonneyville real soon. Meanwhile, don't forget to hit that like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, neither of which things will cost you a penny. And if you do want to support me in any other way, and it would be very much appreciated, then feel free to chuck in a super thanks, check out the merch store, or have a look at any of my other videos at all, or anything like that. Always willing to hear from you, and I will see you all again real soon. Ta-ta for now.